Take a look at this guy. I mean, he's proud to be an anti-vaxxer, and he thinks that 5G is secretly bad for our health. He'd be a perfect fit for Secretary of Health, don't you think? Oh, and then there's this guy. He's been caught up in federal investigations for alleged, illicit types of trafficking. But hey, why not make him the Attorney General, right? Who could be better than that? Oh, and don't forget about this one. He's got minimal experience in defense policy, but come on, who really cares? Let's make him the Secretary of Defense. I know it might sound funny, but I'm actually not joking. I'm talking about Donald Trump's potential administration, the team that could be running things for the next 4 years. But alright, maybe it's not all as wild as it sounds. Let's break it down and see. Today I'm going to ask ChatGPT to go over Trump's appointees for his administration, figure out who they really are, what we can expect, and whether or not ChatGPT thinks they deserve these positions. But before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to the channel right now if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep on publishing new videos each and every week. So make sure you've done that, and now let's get right into the chat. Alright, let's start with the initial message where I'm asking ChatGPT to be absolutely unbiased and give short, straightforward answers. Oh, and one important note, not all of them will be in office, as some might fail Senate confirmation. But we'll explore the most important or controversial figures as of now, including both cabinet picks and other key members guaranteed to be on Trump's team. So, ChatGPT, tell me briefly about the potential Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Don't be overly polite, be precise, and give a clear answer on whether he deserves to be in the cabinet or not. Marco Rubio is a seasoned senator with solid foreign policy experience from his time on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's tough on adversaries like China and Russia and pushes a strong pro-US stance. While he's articulate and knowledgeable, his hawkish approach can come off as rigid and escalate tensions. He's known for strong rhetoric, but hasn't always shown tangible outcomes. Partisanship is a concern, potentially impacting diplomacy. Does he deserve the position? Rubio has the credentials and could be effective if Trump wants a firm, no-compromise Secretary of State. However, he does not deserve the role if the aim is balanced, nuanced diplomacy. His aggressive partisan style can be a drawback, making him a fit for tough confrontational foreign policy, but not ideal for fostering cooperation and strategic alliances. Alright, seems like ChatGPT actually approved him, doesn't it? Well, now let's move on to the next figure, potential Attorney General Matt Gaetz, and here's the answer. Matt Gaetz is a controversial figure known for his hardline conservative views and strong support for Trump. While he's outspoken and a fierce advocate for his positions, his career has been clouded by serious allegations, including a federal investigation into alleged trafficking. Though no charges were filed, his reputation for ethical issues and incendiary behavior has drawn significant criticism. Gaetz's confrontational style and history of pushing boundaries make him a polarizing figure. Does he deserve the position? No. Matt Gaetz does not deserve the position of Attorney General. While he's loyal and aggressive in pushing his agenda, his history of legal and ethical controversies undermines the integrity required for this role. The top law enforcement official should be above reproach, and Gaetz's baggage makes him a problematic choice for maintaining public trust and impartiality. Alright, ChatGPT thinks that Matt Gaetz does not deserve to be Attorney General. I got it. Now let's talk about the potential Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and here it is. Pete Hegseth, a veteran and Fox News host, is known for his strong pro-military and nationalist stance. While he served in the Army National Guard and has a confident media presence, he lacks the deep defense policy experience traditionally expected of a Secretary of Defense. His background leans more toward commentary and advocacy than strategic military leadership. Hegseth's views are bold in line with Trump's vision, but critics argue he may be underqualified for managing complex defense operations and international military relations. Does he deserve the position? No, Pete Hegseth does not deserve the position of Secretary of Defense. While he's a loyal advocate for Trump's policies and has military service credentials, his limited policy experience and focus on media appearances fall short of what's needed for this role. The Secretary of Defense should have extensive expertise in military strategy and global defense to be effective, and Hegseth doesn't meet that bar. And he's also kind of horrible at throwing an axe. Alright, now let's talk about the potential Secretary of Homeland Security, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. And here it is. Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, is a staunch conservative known for her strong support of Trump and her hands-off approach to COVID-19 restrictions. She's popular among the Republican base for prioritizing individual freedoms and economic growth over government mandates. However, her experience in handling national security or large-scale federal operations is limited. While she's proven capable of managing state-level leadership, critics question whether she has the depth of expertise needed for a national security-focused role like Secretary of Homeland Security. Does she deserve the position? Noem has shown solid leadership at the state level, but she does not deserve the role if the priority is deep experience in national security and complex federal operations. While her political alignment with Trump and strong decisive leadership style fit the administration's profile, her qualifications don't fully match the scale and demands of the role. Well, ChatGPT thinks that she's not that bad, but there could be someone better for this role. Alright, now let's move on to the future border czar, Thomas Homan. And here's its answer. Thomas Homan, the former acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, is a staunch advocate for strict immigration enforcement and border security. He's known for his hardline rhetoric and unwavering support for aggressive policies, aligning closely with Trump's views on immigration. Homan has substantial experience in immigration operations and border enforcement, making him knowledgeable in this specific area. However, his confrontational approach and harsh stance on immigration have drawn significant criticism from human rights groups and more moderate voices who view his policies as excessively punitive. Does he deserve the position? Yes. Homan deserves the role if Trump's administration aims to push for strong, uncompromising border security and strict immigration enforcement. His experience and dedication to this field align well with that mission. However, if a more balanced or humane approach to immigration is desired, Homan's history and reputation may be a significant drawback. Alright, and since we've talked about immigration, I've got an entire video on Trump's mass deportation plan where ChatGPT breaks down whether Trump might use emergency powers or not, and even delivers a personal direct message to him. So if you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check it out. Alright, now let's get back to the chat and ask about my favorite, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., our potential Secretary of Health, for the love of God. And here's the answer. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is an environmental lawyer and activist, known for his long-standing advocacy in environmental issues and his prominent family legacy. However, he's the most controversial for his anti-vaccine stance and promotion of health-related conspiracy theories, which have drawn criticism from public health experts and mainstream science. Kennedy has questioned vaccine safety and linked vaccines to various health issues, claims that have been widely debunked by scientific communities. His position on 5G technology and other health concerns has also raised eyebrows for being outside the mainstream. Does he deserve the position? No, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. does not deserve the position of Secretary of Health and Human Services if public trust and adherence to evidence-based policy are the priorities. His controversial health views and history of spreading debunked theories could undermine public confidence in health policy. While he has strong environmental credentials, his stance on vaccines and public health could make him an unsuitable choice for overseeing national health initiatives. Got it! Robert F. Kennedy Jr. takes a no from ChatGPT. Now we're left with a couple of other figures, including Elon Musk, of course, and we'll talk about them in just a moment. But for now, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button right now. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. These two things are super important and really help this video to reach much more viewers. Thanks a lot, and now let's get back to the chat. Alright, now let's ask about potential Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Go on, ChatGPT. Tulsi Gabbard, a former congresswoman and Army National Guard officer, is known for her strong-willed anti-interventionist foreign policy views and willingness to defy party norms. Her military background adds credibility to her understanding of defense and international issues, and she has proven capable of challenging the status quo. However, her controversial meetings with leaders like Bashar al-Assad and critical comments on U.S. foreign interventions have sparked accusations that she sympathizes with authoritarian regimes. This perception has been reinforced by her statements suggesting that U.S. and NATO actions may have provoked Russia's invasion of Ukraine, further contributing to her polarizing image. Does she deserve the position? No. Tulsi Gabbard does not fit the role of Director of National Intelligence. While she has military experience and an independent voice that could bring a fresh perspective, her history of controversial stances and perceived alignment with authoritarian regimes create too much potential for mistrust. For a role that requires broad credibility and alignment with U.S. intelligence and foreign policy priorities, Gabbard's polarizing record makes her an unsuitable choice. Alright, Tulsi Gabbard doesn't fit the role of Director of National Intelligence, according to ChatGPT, and you know, it's pretty convenient to have a video for every occasion. So, since ChatGPT mentioned Russia's invasion of Ukraine, I've got a special video where ChatGPT talks about Trump's potential peace plan and even comes up with its own. So, if you haven't watched it, be sure to check it out afterwards. But now, let's ask about a man who could be administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, Lee Zeldin. And here it is. Lee Zeldin, a former congressman from New York, is known for his strong conservative stance and alignment with Trump's policies. He has been vocal on issues like national security, economic growth, and deregulation, often supporting policies that prioritize business and economic interests over environmental concerns. While he has a solid track record in legislative work, he's not widely recognized for significant expertise or leadership in environmental issues. His skepticism toward aggressive climate change policies positions him as a controversial pick for leading the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA. Does he deserve the position? No. Lee Zeldin does not fit the role of EPA administrator if the priority is addressing climate change and environmental protection. His history suggests a focus on deregulation and economic priorities that could undermine the EPA's mission. While he aligns with Trump's approach to less restrictive policies, his lack of a strong environmental focus makes him a poor choice for a role that demands a commitment to ecological stewardship and scientific integrity. Well, alright, ChatGPT thinks that Lee Zeldin is a poor choice. But now let's move on to the cherry on top. I'm talking about the Department of Government Efficiency with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. So let's find out its answer. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both known as bold, unconventional figures with strong track records in business and innovation. Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, is a visionary but is also unpredictable, often making controversial statements and decisions. Ramaswamy, a biotech entrepreneur and political figure, is known for his libertarian, anti-regulatory stances and has made waves as a provocative voice in public policy. Both bring an outsider-disruptor mentality to government, which can be appealing in some ways, but problematic in others. Do they deserve the positions? No. Musk and Ramaswamy do not fit as the leaders of this newly proposed department, assuming it's even necessary at all. While they are both highly capable in their respective fields, their aggressive anti-regulatory views and potential for erratic leadership could create more chaos than efficiency. Government management requires balance, oversight, and measured decisions, traits not typically associated with either figure. The department itself risks being more of a political statement than a functional, effective body. And that's it. I haven't really counted, but it's kinda clear that ChatGPT thinks that most of them are not fit for the cabinet at all. But what do you think about these figures? Would you agree with ChatGPT? Tell me in the comments if there's any one important that I missed talking about. And for now, as we're wrapping up, click on this video where ChatGPT breaks down Trump's mass deportation plan in detail and even gives its recommendations on how to avoid family separations, job site raids, and many other serious issues. Thanks for watching, click on that pop-up, and I'll be waiting for you there in just a moment.